Yeah. So at this point, we've talked about how breath has changed your life. We've talked about how you've helped breath change other people's lives. Talked a little bit about how breath has changed my life. I would love to dive into this practice that Hunter has prepared for you, and is something that is very easy to begin with. Um, just so that you can get a taste of what breath work can do for you, and just that first step under your belt.
Yeah. So this is something that's called like a resonant or coherent breath. So this is supposedly it's supposed to be the perfect breath. So it's a 5.5 second inhale, 5.5 second exhale, which makes about 5.5 seconds of, or 5.5 rounds of breath per minute. So this is something that has been practiced for thousands of years. And actually, if you look at almost every religion, any of their psalms, anything that they sing, a lot of meditation, all these different practices come to this same breath count, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Hindu, Buddhism, whatever it is. They all kind of have this same breath count around this like 6 second breath. And so what you're going to feel is this calm, connected, relaxed feeling. You might notice your heart rate slows down. You just feel a little more centered and grounded. This is something you can do at any point throughout the day. It's perfectly safe. I've done this where like I feel overwhelmed, and if there's a lot of stuff going on around me, I'm going to go to the bathroom for a second, and hopefully it's not too smelly in there, but you can sit and do this on your own, or just find a space away from everybody. Do it for a minute and two, calm yourself down and relax a little bit.
Right. There's just one piece I want to add right there is, like, we talked about this in my cognitive behavioral therapy video, and then the other video that I made on how breath, why it's the first step of cognitive behavioral therapy. It's because when you're saying you get overwhelmed and you just kind of go to separate yourself from that situation, breathing is creating a fork in the road where you can fall down that overwhelming, anxious feedback loop, fall into that rabbit hole, or you can choose to elevate yourself out of that overwhelm, take a step back from that situation that's causing you anxiety, and then have an entirely different set of eyes on what you're experiencing. And that is really one of the most, that's what I use most frequently in breathing in my day-to-day life, when I'm not doing like a meditative style breath work where I'm like, taking 20 minutes in the morning or taking 20 minutes in the afternoon to do it. The breathing is creating a fork in the road for you to come back to yourself and instead of getting lost in whatever type of triggered emotional reaction that you're having. So perhaps this breath that we're doing right now could be one that you use next time you get yourself caught up in a triggering anxious experience.
Yeah, perfect. So if you're feeling anxious, stressed, if you are dealing with a difficult boss, with a family member, whatever it is, this is something you can do also in the moment, and no one's going to notice that you're doing it. There's other forms of breath work that is going to be a little more obvious that you're doing it. If you're doing even like a square breath where you're inhaling for 4 or 5 seconds, holding for 4 or 5 seconds, releasing for that same count, and then holding with an empty lung. Or you're doing like Nadi Shasana, like alternate nasal breathing. This is going to look pretty obvious if you're doing this and breathing. This is something you just connect with this breath. You're going to feel a little bit calmer, a little more relaxed immediately, and a lot more centered.
Right.
And so for right now, if you want to try it, come to sit someplace where you feel comfortable, someplace where you're not going to be bothered, where you feel relaxed and safe. Sit with a straight spine. Almost feel like you have a piece of string coming from the top of your head and you're just dangling from there. Inhale, roll your shoulders up. Exhale to roll them down your back. And we're going to be breathing in and out through our nose entirely here. If that's not possible for you right now, you can use your mouth, but try to do it with your nose. First thing I want to do is just exhale and squeeze your navel to your spine. And then when you inhale, relax your belly and feel your belly press out in all directions, not just out to the front, but out the sides and out the back too. And this is how we're going to be breathing. So deep into our belly with every breath. Exhale, squeezing the belly down. It's going to be a nice, slow breath. And we'll start with the inhale through the nose, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly in through the nose, light and deep. Really just barely get in and exhaling it out. Slow exhale out through the nose. Inhale and slow. Just connecting with every detail you can, exhaling it out. Keeping the same rhythm as I talk. Feeling every detail that you can as that breath comes in, the cool air going in through your nose, going across the back of your throat, filling up your belly, expanding. And on that exhale, that gentle squeeze with your diaphragm and your belly, and that warmer air coming out across your upper lip. Just slowing it down. That slow count in through the nose and out. In through the nose and out. Nice and slow. Feeling that breath going into every cavity, deep into your belly. And exhale, squeezing down that old stagnant air. And you might notice already, just after these few breaths, a little bit calmer, a little bit slower, a little more connected. Your mind might feel a little more clear, a little less anxious, a little less stressed. And this is perfect for any time of the day, anywhere that you are, of just reconnecting with this breath. If your mind is wandering, if you're stressed, if you feel overwhelmed, coming back to self, getting that connection with the mind and body, nice and slow, in through the nose, into the belly, and back out through the nose. And it doesn't take long to notice this. You can feel this calming effect, this relaxation. Your mind slowing down, your heart slowing down. Yeah, get some little yawns out. Perfect. And this is something that's available anytime throughout the day, anytime that you're feeling like you're going a little too fast, reconnecting with this breath, slowing down, keeping that 5 to 6 second count in and out, only through the nose. And you can start to blink your eyes back open and coming back into this space. How you feeling? Yeah, I'd say you slow down a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, like in real time right now, I'm like, this is my first time doing an actual podcast / interview. So I'm a little tense. I'm like, all right, I want to make sure I'm performing well. And as soon as I got into the breath, it was like as if that person that was tense was in front of me, and I took a step back and got to witness it without all of the tensity.
It's perfect. I mean, that's exactly that disconnect between your emotions are not who you are. That's not real. Just because you feel something and it feels so intense and you feel like you need to do something, it doesn't mean that that's true or real always. Right. And getting that physical distance between your emotions and all that. And it's as simple as we do it for 30 seconds, a minute.
Yeah.
Not
like
long
10 breaths. I felt relaxed already. Yeah.
Instantly calmer. And doing those little check-ins throughout the day. So this is to show that you don't have to have this crazy deep Wim Hof screaming, crying, shaking, practice. I love that. And that's wonderful. But this is something just connected with your breath. It's so powerful in and of itself that you can do anytime, anywhere that you are. How powerful your breath, your lungs, that whole system is in connecting everything with it.
Yeah. And one thing to mention too is like with the tensity that, I was just feeling earlier, when you are tense like that or anxious, whatever it might be, you have a shallow chest breath. And so there's less oxygen getting to your prefrontal cortex and other parts of your body. So once you really do that deep belly breathing, it's like these systems come back online. I could think clearer. We could, have a smoother conversation, the whole bit.
You're also releasing nitric oxide. So breathing slowly through the nose, it releases this nitric oxide that's going deep in your belly. And when that comes back out, that's going to help to open up your nasal cavities. It's going to open up your vessels. It's literally going to get your body flowing better
Wow.
by
Okay.
releasing this. If you're breathing deep in through the mouth, you're releasing it out. Your body's not really using this natural gas that's within it that helps you to open up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's powerful.
It's
It connects
fascinating.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As you can see, I deeply enjoy this breathing practice because it's very simple, it's very effective, and I was yawning after, I was relaxed after, and even my speaking, you may not be able to see it in the actual video, but my speaking was just easier because I wasn't tense. I was much more in my own zone rather than being tense and worried about how I was performing. And that's what this breath could do for you. It's a simple practice. You can do it before going to bed. You can do it while you're driving. You can do it really in any social situation, like Hunter was saying. And I really encourage you to give it a try. If you found value in just this video, then I encourage you to check out the podcast that Hunter and I did as well, because you can see how the breath work that Hunter did in this, he did that at an even higher level, and it helped him heal from a place of being at stage 3 level cancer to being able to bring people on hikes in the Himalayas in Nepal or India. I will drop that link down below, or I'll put it up here somewhere. You can check that out. It's a really good listen. You just throw it on in the background and you get an idea of just how transformative breathing is. And it's a tool that we always have with us at any point of the day, because if you don't have that, then you're not living, right? We all have our breath and we could all utilize it similarly to how we did today in this breathing exercise, and similar to how Hunter has done it for his own healing through cancer. Drop some questions, drop some comments, whatever it is to get a conversation started so that I can help you better understand some of these things that we're practicing. Or drop a comment for Hunter, because Hunter is the guru after all. He knows more of what he's talking about than I do, and that's exactly why I brought him on. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and remember, we are here to learn, we are here to grow, and we are here to evolve, and that is just what we did in this video. We were doing it together. Much love. I will see you very soon.